Welcome back to the Dowsing Chef. Christmas is coming up, and I want to take something to the Christmas dinner that Julia and I can eat. So I want to make some nut meat. I haven't made one before, but I've dowsed out a recipe, so using the pendulum with what I have available. So, hey, if you've got a recipe, please share it with me and let me know, and I want to try it out. But let's try this one. So I've got roasted peanuts here, 1 cup. I just dry roasted them, and obviously I would say if you have skinless, it's probably better. We don't mind the added fiber or what have you. That's just what I had. So 1 cup of peanuts, and I roasted them in the oven, moderate oven, for about 10 minutes. 1 cup of sunflower seeds, highly rate sunflower seeds, and I've got 2 tablespoons of pine nuts. Definitely a must-have nut for the vegan kitchen. Okay. And I'm going to be putting water or hot water or stock or broth. Obviously some liquid's going to have to go into the mass of the nut meat, right? And I'm going to put some of it in here, I think. If I struggle with this, because that's all I got at the moment, the stick blender. So let's see how we do. And don't worry, I have the recipe. We'll put the recipe in the description of the video, so you can just see how I fumble around and do this. Part of why I don't make things like nut meat at all or very often, because it's so much fluffing around. Okay, it's broken up a bit. You know, you really probably don't have to break it all up, but you want to get the right, you want quite an even consistency. You don't really have to do that. I'm tempted to skip it, but I'm not going to. In the interest of an end product that I can show on the video, we're going to put 1 onion. Now there's liquid in the onion, that's going to help us. We're going to get some water in. Start with 1/2 cup of hot water. Let's see where that gets us. That is good. Okay. Yes, so we got our brown rice and our nuts. Now we are going to put can of brown lentils. I didn't rinse them, I just drained them. I wanted some of the brine for this, to be honest. Can of chickpeas. Totally freestyling, guys. I'm just going with what's in front of me, and I'm not really clearly not thinking too much about it. I'm just getting this done. But these can be a little bit mashed or a lot mashed. Feels like you're getting nowhere, and then eventually it starts to take shape. I think little pieces of chickpea are going to be good. Yeah, so I'm thinking of doing some vegan sausage rolls, or maybe like a vegan beef Wellington or something with this. I think sausage rolls would be nice and easy. We have to do a vegan pastry episode, which is obviously, so this is like not going to be low fat, by the way. This is Christmas, and we're celebrating and enjoying. Because also, yeah, if you're making this and there's going to be non-vegans around, well, doesn't mean you have to compromise your diet, but you know, doesn't mean you have to make it with fat in it, but hey, it's a celebration. Okay, so there, it's not fully mashed up. There's still, you know, if you dig around, there's still whole chickpeas. Oh well, I am happy with that. Let's see how this all stirs in. We've got more things to add as well. Let's just have a look. It might need a bit more mashing. It's feeling pretty meaty already, everybody. We'll put some flour and some seasonings. I'm going to mash it some more. There's more chickpeas than I thought that have been untouched. Probably would have been better to mash them before I put them in. Well, that's pretty cohesive. The rest is just added texture. Let's add 1/2 cup of flour. And our seasonings. Let's start with garlic powder, 1.5 teaspoons of these kind of teaspoons. Black pepper powder, 1/2 teaspoon. You got to have that in your kitchen. Porcini powder, porcini mushrooms. We're going 2 teaspoons of porcini mushroom powder for that savory taste. Okay, mace. 1/2 teaspoon of mace. Mace makes things taste sausagey. Yes. I'm going to put the stock powder in instead of adding it to the liquid. So I'm going to go about half a teaspoon of potent vegan stock powder. And from Julia's garden, dried sage. Now, dried sage with mace is going to make everything taste very sausagey. We're going for about 2 tablespoons. So I'm calling that probably about 1. Break that all up in there. And a little bit more for good luck, because freshly dried herbs from the garden are amazing, especially dried sage is just amazing. All right, let's stir this up, mix this together and see what we end up with. I might have to use my hands. And let's see. I don't think it needs any more liquid, but I do, any more water. But we've got to add the fat, and we've got to add some salt. This might be a little bit soft once it's cooked. I don't know. We're just going to do it and see what we get. But yeah, I'm going to put half a cup of olive oil. And some salt. That's about a teaspoon there. Teaspoon of salt, and that's like about one of these teaspoons. But just use your own judgment, please. Oh, I think it's coming together really nicely. Want to make sure all that oil gets in there. Everyone gets a little coating of the oil. I think we're good. All right, nut meat mix done. Let us, I'm going to make a little patty. We'll cook it, see what it tastes like, see how it turns out. Let's make a proper patty, eh? Oh, it's holding together nicely. Look at that. I'd say you can do this without the oil too. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit delicate, but we'll wait till it's cooked through. I'll turn the heat down to low. It was on high, so we've got some color on either side, and then we'll just finish cooking it through on a low heat. It's passing the flip test. It's flipping without breaking, so it's probably about right. Probably add some more flour to make it more cohesive, but I try to pull back from that so it's not bready or doughy and heavy. Alright, I think we've done that enough for the taste test. This has never been made before, never been trialed, never been nothing. Let's give it a try. Yeah, it is a bit soft. It's got a pull apart factor. That's okay. Let's give it a taste. It was really nice. It's really, really, really good. It is a bit, it's a bit like not cohesive. Could probably have a little bit more flour. But having said that, that is going to go great in a sausage roll. That is crazy. That is like, yeah, people are going to eat that. Everyone's going to try that. I might play around with it a bit. I'll make a couple of little tweaks to the recipe to get that perfect. But when you see this video, look at the recipe. That's the recipe for you. This is the bomb. Okay, so thanks so much. See you at the next one.